Majora's Mask 3D was one of the most requested Zelda remakes. Nintendo tweaked many things in the game, but are they all improvements? You're listening to Zelda Pod Smashers. We're here to review not the game as a whole, because a lot of websites have already done that, but as Zelda fans we're really more interested in the changes they made to the game. So I am here with Frank and Marco.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
So, what do you think? Do you like it?
Of course.
Of course.
It's Majora's Mask, right? What's not to like?
For me, it's probably my least favorite of the 3D remakes.
Okay.
Because they changed a lot of things, and some things they just changed for the worse. I kind of feel like in some parts the original game is better, and that's not good.
Yeah, I guess we'll get to these points later. Marco, do you like it better or worse than the original?
I can't say better or worse. I do really like it, so it's really good.
Today I was playing the N64 version, and then I really noticed how big some of the improvements are. I already noticed that I enjoyed the game a lot more this time than the first time. Somehow the world just seems more inviting to me. So yeah, I already loved the game, but I love it even more now. What improvements do you like?
Like my favorite small change is the thing that you can skip the soaring.
Ah, yeah.
Because I hated that. I always mute my TV when I play the thing. I can't stand that song.
Yeah, it's a lot faster now. You can just you don't have to hear the cutscene anymore.
Yeah.
In general, there are just so many small improvements. I guess graphically, it's leaps beyond the original. The frame rate, the details in the graphics, I really like it.
Yeah, but I didn't get the same wow effect as an Ocarina of Time 3D. Maybe because I already played Ocarina of Time 3D and it wasn't as exciting this time, or maybe because Majora's Mask on N64 already looked better than Ocarina of Time because of the expansion pack and there were more details in the game, and I feel like the leap is not as big. But unlike you, I haven't went back to the N64 version yet. So maybe if you play both versions next to each other, it's more striking.
Yeah, the frame rate, especially on the N64, it's like 20 frames per second or so. Oh, it's terrible. And the 3DS version, it's such a big difference. It's like everything is smart, sharp, and quick on the 3DS. But I guess it's not it's as surprising as it was with Ocarina of Time 3D.
Yeah, I liked actually several improvements over Ocarina of Time 3D, mainly how they use the map. Because in Ocarina of Time 3D that was something really badly done. Like you had this small mini-map on the 3D screen, on the top screen, which you couldn't really see and was just blocking your 3D view. And on the bottom screen you had this big overview map. It was really useless, essentially. Now they really changed this up and made this use the touchscreen for a map and a moving map with details and your location and everything. That was really well done. And also how the item menu works, it's a lot better. I like how you can sort all your items in Mask and it stays that way.
Yeah, with Ocarina of Time 3D, I didn't like how you would switch items.
Yes.
And then your whole inventory would get messed up.
Yes.
In the end. This is better. One thing I wish they would have done was put the 3 transformation masks on the D-pad. Because you use them so much. And you still have to go to the start menu, item menu to change them. But small complaint.
And my absolute favorite change is probably how they changed this double Song of Time. Where you can now skip to a certain point in time per hour, which makes some side quests so much more convenient, especially the whole Ka-Fi search, where you have certain times, 3 p.m. or 1 p.m. instead of waiting for these times. You just directly skip to them, which makes it so much faster and enjoyable. It's even one of the things I really wanted for this remake, so I'm happy with this.
Yeah, and also the saving system, especially for a portable system, they had to do this, I guess.
Yep.
But there are these few quests, like the final stage of the Kafa and Anju quest. It's pretty hard.
It's good that you can now save right 4 seconds, I thought, because I usually screw up this puzzle once.
Yeah, me
and then
too.
you have to do the whole quest over again. And maybe you screw it up even a second time. That's just bad.
Yeah.
Now you can just save right before.
One thing that I like about the interface is now that when you switch out an item that you're using, if it's a mask you're wearing, on an N64 you would get an error like, you cannot switch out this mask because you're using it. And now it's just auto unmask.
Yep.
Simple stuff like that, it's such an improvement.
Yeah.
And to me it's just all these little things that make the game a lot more fun. Like, this time I'm really... also the graphics, everything is so sharp, it feels more like a real place to me now. First game was so muddy, I guess. Graphics were so low res.
I kind of see the 3DS version as I remember the original.
Oh,
In a way.
you should definitely go back.
Maybe not. But at least on the virtual console it was already a lot sharper and a little bit better than on the N64. So...
Yeah, I never played that version because I heard it was unstable.
No, that's the GameCube version. The virtual console version is very good.
Oh, okay, yeah. My bad.
The way they've done the edges of the maps are really nice. I mean, when there's no invisible wall or something. Like in the Termina field, there's what looks like trees and stuff, so it looks more real.
Yeah.
It's not just a wall up there. It looks better.
Yeah. Also in some areas the trees aren't placed in a wall, they aren't like painted on the wall, but you really have 3D trees.
Yeah.
Especially in the Milk Road, is it called? Yeah.
Yeah, that place looks really nice now.
Yeah. No, not in Milk Road, I mean the way to...
The swamp, you mean?
Yeah, to the swamp.
Yeah.
But that's still a lot of 2D stuff there, like with the foliage on the sides, I noticed.
Yeah.
But there's not as much 2D stuff as in Ocarina of Time 3D. There was, because in that game you had like still fences, which were in 2D, and this was really...
Ocarina of Time 2D, right?
a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
So this was definitely better. But the 3D effect, it's not as deep as in Ocarina of Time 3D.
Oh.
I feel like that. So like... I still feel like Ocarina of Time 3D has one of the most impressive 3D effects on the system. It goes in very deep.
Oh, I haven't compared the two yet.
But that's not the same in Majora's Mask 3D. It's like not as deep, and it's the camera is closer to Link. And what happened to me several times is that like I get clipping errors with the camera, and then you get like objects in 3D right in front of your face.
Those hurt your eyes.
Yeah, that's so bad. This never happened in Ocarina of Time 3D, never.
No, I guess.
But here it happened a lot, especially with the fishing. I get this problem, like you have like a fish right in front of your face, and you can't see anything. I don't know why this is so bad.
Yeah, I have to say that I played with the 3D on all the time because of the new 3DS. With the old one I didn't have that, so in Ocarina of Time I usually played like maybe 30% in 3D.
I played in 3D when I could, but when you use motion controls, that's when I turn it off.
Speaking of which, motion controls, man. Such an improvement for bow shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did score perfect twice in both games at my first try.
Yeah, me too.
It's that much better. I remember on the N64 version, even on the virtual console, I had like I made this prints for locations of Octoroks for the township gallery to know where we spawn, so I could prepare the aiming. It was so hard to score perfect that I had to I taped it next to my TV, so I was like the locations of the Octoroks. So okay, now this is happening, I can pre-aim.
Yeah. I actually did
it's
that.
like my first try, perfect, because it's so faster and easier.
Yeah. I did those mini games today on the N64, and it actually the second one, in the woods, it took me just one try. Somehow it was easier.
That's always a lot easier. But
really, I was never any good at that.
No, I thought I wasn't either. But
for me, it was always the town shooting area that gave me problems, because you had to be really fast. Like
I think I tried that one 20 times on the N64.
I love that one.
With motion controls, it's just perfect. What did you think of the fishing? Pretty much the only new content they added to the game.
It's fun. I like that they added the ponds.
Yeah.
It's very fun. There's just a weird thing that I think the fishers they're not... The size is weird. I didn't notice in Ocarina of Time because they use pounds, so I don't care what pounds are, but there's it says, wow, this fish is 9 centimeters. No, it's not, it's more like 20 something.
Yeah.
Actually, it's interesting because in different languages you get different sizes. Like the fish in German are much larger than if I switch to English. It's very weird, because I noticed in English it's 5, that's very small, but in German it's like 3 times the size. So
I think they maybe meant to use inches.
No, it's maybe in English, yes.
It doesn't make sense, because one time I saw a fish that was supposedly 9 centimeters, and the next fish looks twice as big, and suddenly it's 70 centimeters. So it's like random numbers.
Yeah,
they should fire someone at the translation department.
Definitely.
And hire us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at first I thought, oh come on, fishing ponds, that's so boring, because I never liked fishing. But here in this game, this is the first time I really love fishing.
Yeah, and you can spend a lot of time with it. I spent about 10 hours just with fishing, getting all the fish. So it's quite an extensive side quest.
Yeah.
And what I really like about this, that it gives different masks in the game a second use. Like there are a lot of masks in the game which you only use one time, like the postman head, and now you actually use them for fishing to attract certain fish.
Yeah.
That's a nice addition.
Yeah, really smart.
But they didn't.
So not every mask has a fish?
No.
Okay.
Only some of them. There's 24 fish in the game, but not every fish requires a mask.
No, some are just basic ones.
Yeah. Or
Maybe
some even have like other actions, like you play a song, or you have to make ground pounds with a Goron.
Yeah, I tried it, but didn't work. So I guess the fish didn't spawn then.
Yeah, it's
that how it
random.
works?
That's like the biggest problem with fishing ponds, that you have to leave and enter many times to get the fish you want.
Okay. There's no way to know which fish spawned, right? Until you try it.
You have to look for them, yeah.
Yeah.
In case of this catfish who comes with a pond, with earthquakes, you have to actually go into the pond, make this ground pound with a Goron. If it doesn't happen, you have to leave again, re-enter, do it again, until you find them. So that's quite a process. But with other fish, you just have to try on the mask, and usually it makes a sound like and you know, okay, the fish is there, which I want. But there are certain fish who only spawn at certain times.
Yeah. But at least they give hints about it. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Because with the other fishing games, it's just you try something and it doesn't work, and you get tired of it.
Fishing games didn't have as many fish. It's like this is like a lot of fish here, 24. In Twilight Princess had like 4 different fish in the pond. Phantom Hourglass had like 6 or 7 different fish. So this is the most complex fishing we ever had in Zelda.
Yeah. But I like that they give hints. For me, that's that's the trigger to start playing. Oh, One thing that I really loved while we're talking about hints is the Bomber's Notebook. Even
it's not really I didn't feel like it was giving hints. It felt more like a checklist to me. Like, okay, you got this piece of heart, then you got this piece of heart, and it's like it's good to keep track of what you already got, but I didn't feel like it was helping with what you have to do.
At least it checked it for you. Like I was missing a lot of pieces of heart in the original, like 11 pieces, and today and I didn't know where to look. I had no clue. But today I went back to it with my 3DS in hand, actually, and some of the things I missed were, for example, the bow shooting games. I just assumed that they gave you a quiver as the best result. I never bothered to get a perfect rating. But with the new notebook, you will see, oh hey, I'm not done with this quest yet.
Yeah, that's actually very good, because in the original without a guide you wouldn't know that there's a piece of heart. And by playing some mini games again and again.
Yeah.
And you might miss this, like.
And for example, you have in this laboratory on sea, you have a tank with 2 fish in it, and you have to feed them little fish, and then you'll get a piece of heart. How do you find out about that? Like,
I don't know. I just kept feeding fish to them.
As a kid, I didn't have many Nintendo 64 games. I had only like 4 games in total. So I played a lot of Majora's Mask, and I played this game up and down. I was experimenting where I could and exploring. And in that way, I found out most of the stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess today, with a game like that, I probably would have issues. I would have to look in the guide. But it's not in the game. Like you have like these clues in the notebook, and even the other heart pieces are in the Sheikah Stone under the clock tower. All of these visions, it has a list of the remaining heart pieces which are not in the notebook. So you actually get the full list of checklist basically for heart pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, and also you can look up you can talk to the bombers, the kids, and they will give you rumors.
Yep.
And
that's a good addition because like you find new side quests. We even added some side quests to the notebook which I usually would not do at all, like playing the lottery or
getting rupees from the Zoras.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you only get rupees from them, so I always ignored this stuff. I maybe did it once in the past, but when replaying the game, I usually ignore it. But now it's like part of the 100% because it's part of the notebook.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't.
What?
The notebook it keeps interrupting everything. Every time something happens, it pops up and it's really slow. I just wish it was a little more optional about all the possible updates.
Yeah, it's too much, definitely. It's like all the time it pops up with every small thing.
Sometimes it even pops up before you get the reward. It's like you do something and then, bam, you got a piece of heart. No, I didn't. And then you click A. Oh, now I get a piece of heart.
Spoiler!
Yeah. 5-second spoiler. I can see what you mean.
Yeah. It just gets a little annoying.
Now that we're talking about annoyances, what did you think of the boss fights?
I don't know. Conflicted. I kind of like that they changed it, but at least the last 2, it took me forever.
Yeah.
So I was running out of time. That was a little annoying.
I feel similar. The first 2 boss fights are still okay, like Odolba and Gold. But what they did for Gyurk and Twin Mode is just terrible. I don't know what we were thinking with this second half of the fights because they take forever.
Yeah.
Gyurk is very luck based. Like you have to have the mines in the right place, and it was not much fun to play. And Twin Mode, he takes forever. It takes so much beating, and he goes down when you have to repeat it 4 times.
I think. Yeah. I read a lot of complaints about Twin Mode.
Yeah.
Actually, before I started the fight, so I was expecting the worst. But
what I liked about the original bosses was that you had like different approaches how you could solve them. Like you use a bow and arrow, you could use a transformation mask. There were different strategies and there was not an obvious weak point, so to say, which is what made these bosses unique. And now Aonuma comes and says, "Ugh, I want my weak points." We changed these bosses, like made it like follow more pattern. And I don't like it. I liked the original bosses more.
Yeah.
And
I think it depends on how you played them in the original, because I beat 3 of the 4 bosses today, and most of them were just boring. I mean, like the Goron one, what's it called? Goat, yes. But you just keep on rolling after him, and you damage him, and that's all you do. And sometimes he falls down, and you can damage him a bit extra. But I thought it was a pretty boring fight. And
but
now
they didn't change this fight much.
No, they just had
it's
the
like
eye
the one
coming
fight
out.
they kept mostly as it were. You have to switch now to a normal Link and shoot at the eye with arrows.
Yeah.
It's more inconvenient.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it gives a nice effect with the flaming arrows, with the fire arrows.
Yeah, it looked nice. Yeah, but I agree about Georg, especially when you have to detach those bombs and terrible.
And the worst about these changes, you can't use Fierce Link anymore. You can't use it to beat Georg anymore. That's so, I'm so sad about this, because in the original game I loved going back to the bosses and just killing them as Fierce Link, because that's so much fun. You just blast them with sword beams and it's amazing. And now you can't do this anymore. Like Odolwa actually blocks your sword beams with his shield. I was like, what? Why? how? And that's And then Georg, you can attack him at first, but when he destroys the platform and you land in the water and you can't do anything. In Twinmold, it's like you can maybe hit the eyes of a blue one, but with the red one you can't do anything at all. So it's like, this was really disappointing for me, because it's like, now Fierce Link, he was a boss killer in the original, and now he's a fisherman. All you can do is go fishing.
I hadn't thought of that yet.
But I'm so disappointed about this. This is something that we took away from the game, and maybe we could at least have done something more with Fierce Link, like make him playable everywhere.
Yeah.
Because like this is one of the most popular glitches on Miiverse right now, is where people use Fierce Link everywhere.
Yeah.
It's all over Miiverse. But it's a glitch and it might freeze your game and it has some bad results. But he could have made it an actual feature where you like, use Fierce Link anywhere. Talk to people, have them react to the big guy.
Because he's not actually that huge when you see him walk through Clocktown.
Yeah, maybe, but we actually made the doors bigger, so it would fit his size. That's interesting, because maybe we planned it, but anyway. But if we had like 3 years of time with this remake, 3 years, that's 3 times as much as with the original game, which was made in 1 year. But we didn't add anything at all except for the fishing.
Yeah. No extra content. I mean, a lot of small improvements, but
But something like using Fierce Link everywhere would have been fun. So
yeah.
But instead we made him weaker. You can't use him on the bosses anymore, and that's a shame.
Yeah. Just on Majora, I guess.
Yeah, and on God, it still works as intended, but and you can also beat Odolwa with him. It's just harder, but Georg and Twinmold doesn't work anymore.
Lame.
Yeah, a bit disappointing.
Lame.
I still have to unlock the Fierce Deity Mask. I actually missed the big wallet, the huge wallet. Without the huge wallet you cannot buy the Old Knight's Mask. And without that you cannot get Oni Link, Fierce Deity Link Mask.
Yeah.
But at least you had a real end boss.
Yeah. Actually,
because with Fierce Deity Link you just push B a couple of times and then he's dead.
yeah. And also with the Great Fairy Sword, It's so strong. Especially if you jump slash. Kills most enemies in 1 or 2 hits.
Yeah.
Actually, didn't upgrade my first sword yet because I want to try beating Majora's Mask with that Majora.
And?
As a challenge. I haven't tried it yet.
Ah, okay.
But it shouldn't be harder, it should just take more time, I guess.
And you use some of the transformations anyway on the second form, Majora's incarnation.
Yeah.
I think it's easier if you use a Goron or Sora.
Oh, I actually never tried that, I think.
Talking about Sora, that's another big change which gets a lot of criticism from the fans. The Sora swimming. What do you say about that?
I don't mind.
You
don't mind?
You don't mind?
No.
It's terrible.
Well, he's a little slower. I don't mind.
He's a little slower. He's like...
He's 100 times less fun to use.
Well, yeah, you can't jump. That's boring.
You can still swim fast and jump, but it uses your magic.
Yeah.
And it darkens the environment.
You can't see anything.
No.
Yeah, and it makes your frame rate drop like significantly.
And in very important areas there isn't enough magic.
True.
Yeah, the game we didn't adapt the game to this. Only in the Beaver race we added some magic pots, but anywhere else we didn't. So you run off magic and then you don't have any.
Yeah, I went back to the pirate hideout because I was looking for the invisible soldier to get the mask. And I was swimming around just like crazy with magic, and then I discovered that there was no magic around, and then I had to use my Lens of Truth, and I didn't have any magic to see the soldier, so I had to warp out.
You should have bought more green potions.
Yeah, who buys green potions? Come on.
Now you have a reason to buy them.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Nintendo.
Maybe this was their intention. Oh, we have green potions in the game, no one uses them. Let's do swimming with magic.
Yeah. I don't know why they did this. I guess I
think the main reason was adding the slower swimming, which is a good addition inside like the Pirate Fortress or Great Bait Temple. It's like the Sora armor in Twilight Princess. It steals the same way. So I think that's a good addition, but making this fast swimming and tying it to the barrier, it's just a terrible design choice.
Yeah, agreed.
And another thing we took from the ocean was like using ice arrows.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that sucked. You just can't shoot at anything anymore. That's boring.
Yeah.
With the Nintendo 64 version at the time, this was a really impressive feature. Like, I never had seen anything like this before in a game where you can shoot some water and make it freeze.
Create your own platforms.
Yes.
Amazing.
And yeah, I was having a lot of fun with this. Now you can only use it in certain spots. That's so boring, and I don't know. We maybe changed because of some glitches you could cause by walking over the ocean, but...
It took away some of the freedom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of making these glitches go away, like solving the problems, they just took away the, the feature.
Yeah. Not one of the better changes. I guess the thing that bothers me most is all the potential that we saw before the game was out. Like, we had so many ideas and they didn't do any of them, like maybe just 2 or 3.
For me it was just one. The Song of Double Time. That's like the one thing I wanted, which game actually made happen.
Yeah.
But everything else is... Yeah, I had like ideas like a third Skulltula house, because I really like these Skulltula.
Ah, yeah, I like them as well.
And we didn't get this, or, more use for his DD Link. Instead we get less use for the character.
Yeah.
And... yeah.
And we figured that selfies would be perfect for the game.
Oh yeah, like something with a picture box.
Yeah.
Do anything with it.
Actually, I thought I read somewhere that you could take multiple pictures now. Save multiple pictures.
But you can't.
No, it's just one, and it disappears when you travel back.
Yeah, it's the same as an original. It's only easier to access because you...
And it's in color. The original was in black and white.
Oh yeah, and it's in 3D.
Best feature ever.
Other than that, we didn't give any new users. And
you
it
know,
was so much fun in the Wind Waker HD, like doing the selfies and...
yeah, Miiversers was full of them. It was awesome.
Now with the mask, it could have been fun as well, like doing selfies as Goron Link, or I don't know.
Yeah, all these creepy masks that Link has.
Yeah. And maybe even adding a new side quest which uses a camera, like a figurine collection. I mean, why not? It's a fun thing to do. In 3D, if these figurines would have looked great.
Yeah.
This would have been a great addition. But, yeah.
Makes me want it for Zelda U, but I'm not really expecting it.
But anyway, it's like I said with Fierce Detailing, they had like 3 years of time for this remake. And what did they do? Fishing.
Yeah. But
and also, what I was wondering about, they said we were going to make the game more accessible to everyone. Did you feel like this? Like, was it more accessible?
Yes, I do think so. Especially because of the Bomber's Notebook. If you don't know what to do, you talk to one of the kids and they'll give you a hint, or you can just find...
But that's all side quests. It's not like... I was expecting more help with the actual time system, maybe. Like, for example, you have this a song, the... how's it called? The Inverted Song of Time, which makes the time slower. I was like expecting they would teach you the song right away instead of making it a hidden secret.
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty stupid.
Because this is like one of the problems most people had. They didn't have enough time.
No.
But you could just slow the time in the original game, and yeah.
Yeah, good point actually. I guess it's not very... It's not like suddenly it's the easiest Zelda to pick up now. It's still pretty intimidating, I guess.
I'm not complaining because I'm usually against hand-holding, but I still was wondering because they were going to say to make it more accessible.
Yeah, good point.
Another thing, what do you say about a potential master quest or hero mode? Would you have like that? Or?
I think I could do with at least double damage, maybe even quadruple, because the game is easy.
Do you know, but as like a second playthrough, or?
Right from the beginning would have been awesome.
Okay, you like in Wind Waker HD.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
As for a second playthrough, actually, this 3D remake makes me want to replay the game all over again, and I never had that with the original. But something like double damage should have been available from the start.
Well, I kind of understand that we didn't just add a simple hero mode, as in like a second playthrough hero mode. Because overall this game is mostly about the side quests, and I don't feel like playing this again immediately because I'm just happy that I completed everything again.
Yeah, true.
And because you have like this 3-day mechanic, you can replay certain parts of the game anyway.
Yeah.
If I feel like, okay, I want to play this dungeon again, you can.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a simple second playthrough wouldn't have been a good idea, but maybe like something like a master quest where we change the dungeons and did something new, like mirror the entire world, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Do something new with the game. I would have liked that as a...
The whole world upside down.
Yeah.
Except...
All of Dominion likes like the Stone Tower Temple.
Yeah. Except Stone Town Temple, that would just be...
normal.
Yeah. Well, overall, I think the remake wasn't as good as I was hoping a few months ago, but better than what I expected after I read about it and about the changes Nintendo made. So, how good of a remake is this compared to the other Zelda remakes?
Not a good one. With Ocarina of Time 3D and Wind Waker HD, for me, there's no reason to go back to the originals. I just enjoyed the new versions better in pretty much every way.
Yeah.
But with this, it's like, yeah, I like Fierce Detailing in the original better, I like the swimming in the original better, I like the ice arrows better and all this stuff. And it adds up. I feel like this is not the ultimate version of the game. It's better in some ways, but worse in others.
Mako, what do you think?
I'm really not good at rating things.
No, but which improvement did you like more? Like Wind Waker HD or Ocarina of Time 3D? This
I
one?
don't know yet. I only just played this game.
Yeah, true.
Hard to say. I like them all a lot, so...
Yeah. I think Frank makes a good point. Like, with all the other remakes, you end up with a definite version of the game. And here you just have some big changes that are a step backwards, so you should go back to the original now and then, just to experience those things as they were meant.
Yes. Blast bosses as fierce detailing. Do it.
Yeah.
In the original. It's so much more fun.
Okay. I guess that's pretty much our review of the 3DS remake of Majora's Mask. We've been looking forward to it for years, and now it's here. Yay! Yeah.
No, yay! I love it.
Woohoo! About future podcasts, we're currently preparing a new podcast series called Zelda Essentials, where we talk about what makes a game a Zelda game. Things like exploration, storytelling, playing as a silent hero, all these things. So we've got one topic per podcast, also with a lot of guests, so it should be nice. We're looking forward to it. Oh yeah, and we want to do this like 2 podcasts a month, so we'll finish in time for Zelda U.
Oh, that's a lot.
But about Majora's Mask 3D, let us know what you thought. What were your favorite changes and your least favorite ones? Thanks for listening, and see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah! This is the postman, right?
Yeah.
I'm late on duty. Actually, he has a bit of a German accent. Yeah?
That sounds like me.